So I got a request. How do you draw Ed, Edd and Eddy using Preston Blair's method? So let's take a look. I used to watch this show once in a while, years and years ago, and I always liked it a lot. Really nice show. So let's start out with the guy in the green jacket. Got my light blue pencil here, and he seems to be kind of a long triangle head like this. And a longer triangle body like this. And then these short legs, kind of like this, with these little feet here. And then the next guy is the guy with the hat. And he has a wide head, it looks like. Skinny neck. And these skinny legs coming down. See, I break everything down into just these lines first. Because that's the basis. If you want to draw these guys and you start drawing their clothing, that's not the right approach. You have to start with what's underneath. And then there's this guy with the big head. So I started with a circle head because I'll change it. But the basic thing I'll start with is the circle head. And then I guess he's probably got skinny legs too that just come down like this. And these little feet here. And these arms that stick out like that. So that's how you would start doing these guys. You start with basic shapes. And you go from there. Tiny nose. Top of his head is flat. Then it slopes down like this into his ear. And then back in a little bit like that. And another ear over here that comes down. Smile comes above his ear. And his hair is always like that. So you can do this with any character. Just start with the line work of what's underneath and add the rest. You add the clothing after you get the line and the volume for the body. And they wear baggy pants. Yeah, it looks like he wears a short sleeve shirt like this, comes up into his neck. And these little skinny arms. And then you can figure out the fingers. I forget who the creator is of this genius show. If it was Danny, I think it was. He did a lot of work on this, which is a nice wacky kids show. Really liked it a lot. So for this guy, he seems to always be looking up. So let's add a nose there. There's lines for his shoulders. And he has a hat, but you want to draw the entire eye first. And I think the show came out back in 98 or 99. I have this memory that it was on when I was working on another show at Film Roman. I think it was on Family Guy at the time. So once you get all that, then you can draw his hat. And he's got some hair sticking at the bottom there. And his shirt here comes down like this. His skinny arms again. These little tiny arms these guys have. And see, I keep everything rough so that I can change it. That way when you erase or go over it, you're not that disappointed because you've kept everything really rough. And his shirt comes way down like that. And then these pants, I guess he's wearing shorts, so you can draw one line across like that. If you have to lift the shirt up a little bit, there you go, like that. And these little tiny legs, with little tiny feet. So there's that guy. And then I think this guy's the biggest guy. He's also always looking up. Slightly wall-eyed. And there's the top of his head right there. Little tiny nose here. A little tiny smile. And the other ear like that. So he's got a shirt on with stripes, but he's got a collar for his jacket that goes around. So you draw the collar all the way around like that. His coat is always open. And it goes all the way down like this. this collar comes around. Then you can put the sleeves on for his coat. And they've got these irregular lines. So and then his fingers just barely stick out there and barely stick out here. Baggy pants. And his sneakers. So that's the basis for those guys. Let's see how it is if we start to do some inking on them. And that pen's not working. I'll try one of these. You don't have to be really careful with this because I think in the show they use a boil line, which means that it's never a steady line on screen. Like every 2 or 3 frames, the line changes. That's one of the charms of the show, is that boil line, and it's not a very slick, cleaned up line. I would guess that a lot of kids like this show just because it was not a slick looking show. It didn't look anything like the Mike Judge shows. Didn't look anything like Matt Groening shows. It was its own unique look. And nothing about it was polished whatsoever. And then there's striped shirt. And then we get to this guy with the hat. So you can look up the model sheets online and give it a try. If I can draw these guys, you can. So if you're a fan of the show, give it a shot. And then for this guy, everything is these lumpy lines, and there we go. We didn't have any shows like this when I was working in the animation business. Everything was just these very slick looking character illustrations. And if you wanted to work on a show like this, you had to create it yourself, which is what this guy did. He probably said, look, I'd like to draw and work on a show that is my design, that's not dictated by what the network wants. And I'm just going to give him what I want. And he's got a little bit of a collar here like this. It looks like he's wearing a bowling shirt with this line straight down like that. There's some weird loop hanging over here. I don't know what that is. So anyway, there's how to draw Ed, Edd and Eddy. I forgot his little hair hanging down there at the back. And you can draw a line across to show ground. A little bit of shadow underneath. And if you want to know what kind of pen this is, it's a calligraphy pen called Elegant Writer, speedballart.com. I think I got everything on there, a little line there. There's probably other little tiny details I'm leaving out, but I'm looking at this on the iPad, so. There's Ed, Edd and Eddy. And that's how you do it Preston Blair style. You just break it down into basic shapes and you can draw any character. So, until next time, keep drawing and we'll see you again.